NPS Arrowhead with text that reads Cuyahoga Valley National Park, www.nps.gov/CUVA.
Hey everyone, it's Ranger Erich. I'm here in the Cuyahoga Valley National Park, surrounded by beautiful trees. I am holding my guitar here because I want to sing you guys a song today. But before I get into that, I want to talk to you guys about music. The Cuyahoga Valley has been home to all walks of life. Indigenous folk, immigrant settlers, workers, dreamers, Americans, and yourself alike if you pass through our park here. Of all the folks who have passed through the valley, at some point or another, all of them have expressed their lived experiences through expression. Now, one of the most powerful forms of expression is music. Music brings people together. It allows us to look at the past and reminisce. It also gets us excited for the future in certain cases. With all of this in mind, I'd like to share a quote by Mr. Henry David Thoreau with you all. Now, Henry said, "When I hear music, I fear no danger. I'm invulnerable. I see no foe. I'm related to the earliest of times and the latest." Now, with that quote, I want to ask you, when's the last time you've listened to music and you felt something special? Maybe you wanted to get together with your friends, maybe you reminisced about an old time, or you got really excited for something. Think about that. You know, I can't speak for Captain Pearl Nye of the Cuyahoga Valley, but I imagine he felt very special when he sang Cuyahoga Valley folk songs on the Ohio and Erie Canal. Now, Captain Pearl Nye wasn't your average captain. Captain Pearl Nye collected folk songs in the late 1800s and the early 1900s. At the request of Alan Lomax, the folk historian, Captain Pearl Nye went around and collected songs of the Ohio and Erie Canal. He sang them and recorded them. All of them are available on the Library of Congress right now. Now, Captain Pearl Nye, he sang a lot of songs. This is one of my favorite. This is called "Take a Trip on the Canal If You Want to Have Fun." You may talk of your pleasure trips on the Great Lakes, but a trip on this sailboat for me takes the cake. And the flies play tag with the cook on the deck. The potato shed burn, the coffee boil over, the fume nearly choke you, so greasy the floor. The cook room's a limit, you must eat or die, and when it's all over, you laugh till you cry. So haul up the tow line and take up the slack. Wrinkle out your shirt and straighten your back. And whatever you do, be sure don't forget, tap the muse gently while the cook's on the deck. Oh, those were gay times any week of the day. Wherever we ran, we went night and day. If I owned the world on the ditch, I would run, because no other place as such oceans is fun. Captain Pearl Nye, take a trip on the canal if you want to have fun. Now, that folk song said, "I'd rather be on the Ohio and Erie Canal rather than any other place in the world." Now, can you imagine what those folks felt about the valley and the Ohio and Erie Canal? They said it's better than any other place in the world. The lived experiences of those folks really comes out in that song. You know, think about it. How have you been influenced by the past? Because Captain Pearl Nye was influenced by the past, so much so that he remembered that song and he sang it so we can hear it today. So I'll give you a moment. How have you been influenced by the past? If you can't think of a firm answer, that's all right. In fact, there's lots of topics in history that we're very unsure of. For example, sea shanties, like the one that Captain Pearl Nye sang, definitely influence modern-day country music. But scholars are still trying to figure out the exact diverse origins of music like African-American jazz music here in the United States. Jazz music grew out of systemic racist systems. Unfortunately, lots of the people that put work into that music had their names erased. Things weren't written down. They weren't appreciated enough to be written down. So we lost lots of those influences. But the great part is that the music is still out there. You can still listen to the rhythms and the syncopations. So, with that in mind, I'd like to task you, the next time you listen to music, really listen. Really listen for those stories to come out. Because sometimes history isn't in plain sight. You know, if I walked down and sat next to one of the canal locks, if I sat there all day, no matter how long I sat there, the lock would never sing me a song, and I'd never know how Captain Pearl Nye felt when he was here in the valley. So, next time you're listening to music, pay close attention, and you may learn something new, or you might just have a good time. Until next time, Ranger Erich, signing off.